Hey YouTube, this is Dean making another vid. If you like my content, please consider hitting the like button. Also, please consider subscribing, as it is very much appreciated. That's my work to date. That's the best of the best that I've done so far. My single curl colonials, my striker knife, my fancy curl colonial, and my taipan. I just wanted to do a little bit of a collection video. This is the pattern I prefer to make. I have several reasons why I like doing that pattern. It fits my hand very well. It's easy to make. I make it out of a Wiltshire file. Wiltshire Australia file. I like doing that because, for one, they're I think Australian file. They're an old file that I can get, and they make a good file because they were made out of good steel, and they're an old file because they stopped making Wiltshire files 30 years ago or so. So when I buy a Wiltshire file, I know that they're an old file. So I haven't found one that hasn't sparked yet. So I buy Wiltshire files from the market wherever, and I get them, and I know basically they're going to spark. I can break a Wiltshire file off and not worry about putting it in the forge and it sparks. But I tend to like putting them in the forge and then making them into strikers. My single curl colonials, I settled on this pattern because for me, this is my preferred striker style. It has a lot to offer for me. I like it, like with the file, this is the tang part. It's really easy just to draw it out. Basically, you just draw it out, flatten it out, then put the curl over, like just hit the curl over, then put the curlicue here in, and then basically you take it out, let it normalize, put a thermal cycle through, normalize it, then put it back in the forge, heat it up to non-critical, over non-magnetic, and quench it. That's it. So it's pretty easy. It's not real hard to do. It takes me about an hour to make from cutting it out to have it Y-wheeled up and done. So yeah, I'm getting better at it. This is the one I made yesterday. That's the largest of them. I don't want to go much bigger than that now. I pretty well settled on this. I like this single curl because my little finger fits in there, locks it in. I like leaving the file teeth on it. You can rub tinder, gives you something to grasp onto. This is about the biggest I want to go. It fits perfectly in the hand, feels really good. Reasonably thick strike face, I think it's 5.7 mils thick. So yeah, really good. I like to retain the Wiltshire file mark on it, so it's got Wiltshire Australia there. Stamp my O in it, mill bastard or whatever on the other side. I do a thorough quench, so then I anneal. As you can see, the colour has gone all the way to here. I tried to anneal that all again. So this has the whole thing is hardened except for that now is all soft. Hopefully I won't drop this one and snap the tine off it. I also roll this now so that it's nice and smooth. I've curved that for this action. Gives you nice action. I also clean up in here so that there's no sharp edges or any of that, and I've got the curls all nice and clean now. I've also started to get to the point where all here there's no hammer marks or anything. So basically that's about as good as I can make a striker now. some of this hagstone. This is some really nice black flint. Yeah, really nice. I've just banged this bit off. Nice sharp edges. Indicative of what the striker does. Nice orange, sparkles. Yeah, sparks really well. I think that's my favourite now. It's got a lot to do, a lot to enjoy. That's my large colonial. That's the extra large. There's not a lot of difference in it really in sizes wise as far as it goes. I didn't really want to go much bigger. I reckon it. I call it an extra large, but it's slightly larger. That's my large colonial. Really nice striker for me. Everything on that went really well. Again, finger fits really well in there. I always use this on my demos because it, as you'll see, sparks really well. Medium. This one I'm sending Johnny a one. This one the O doubled up, but that's neither here nor there. I'm not going to worry, but I'm going to keep this one as for me. Yeah, it's a really nice little one. These are good for Altoids tins. A little bit smaller. Yeah, I prefer the larger ones, but some people like smaller strikers. Sparks pretty good too. It's the medium colonial. Single curl. Nice thick strike face. These all pretty much got the same. These ones, they do go to thinner. These two are about the same. The small, designed for fitting in small tins. Could be worn as a pendant as well. Starting to get to the point where it is a bit harder to use for me, but sparks really well too. Fancy curl. I like this one. It's a little bit out of plane, but yeah, use the other end of the striker, other end of the file. So yeah, just to get the curl in. It's a nice striker. It fits in the hand really well. Fancy curl. Striker knife. I did this one for the one of the blacksmith challenges, but yeah, my attempt at a blacksmith's knife, and then I thought, oh, why not make it into a striker knife? Made specifically larger so that you can use it safely. I annealed, as you can see, the blue colour. I've got it all on. This one's all been annealed all the way to there. So I didn't want to go any further because once you start, this is a striking surface then, so don't want to go any further than that. Specifically designed so that it's safe to use as a striker. Sparks really well. Yet to sharpen it properly, but yeah, it's got not real an edge on it, but I will eventually sharpen it up. Turned out really well. I'm really happy with that. And my last one, my snake, Taipan. I blued it all, so softened all this. Got a little bit of rust up now, just because once you hit it with the torch and that, because you're sitting in water, that browning and rusting, that just happens. It's just the way it is. But I did make sure I annealed all this so that it's all nice and soft. Turned out really nice. I really like it. It looks really good. Got the eyes pretty well right. I was starting to get frustrated with that. The head's a bit small to be able to punch eyes onto it. Cut a mouth into it. Yeah, pity you can see the eyes on the other end, but yeah, that's the way it goes. Got my O in there. You can actually see it. You can actually see, where was it? It does say Wiltshire file there, but yeah, it started to get a bit banged around. Sparks really well too. And that's my work to date. Probably the best I can produce so far. Pretty much indicative of my work. Starting to get to the point where trying to get the curls more fancy. I'm starting to try and curl them up a little bit more. Trying to do a little bit, push myself a little bit more. Trying to get it, do different styles and that. I am fixated on this style, but there's a lot to do with I like this striker style and like how it fits in the hand, how it works, everything about it. This is my signature striker, so of course I'm going to do it. There are specific reasons why I like that, and it's easy to make. So of course I'm going to do that style a lot, but I also branch out and do other striker styles. I really like the snakes, but I'm having trouble getting round files, so yeah, that's wooed me right up. But yeah, that's indicative of my work so far. So yeah, this is about as good as I've been able to produce so far. I actually said to Andrew yesterday that I've looked at my earlier work and I was embarrassed. It's pretty rough, and I actually have seen how my work has progressed, and I'm actually seeing the improvements, and I'm getting to the point now where I am becoming critical of my work, which is good, and I'm not happy unless I am getting it right. So I'm starting to want to develop the skills in it, which is good. So yeah, that's a good thing as far as blacksmithing goes. So yeah, because you don't want to stagnate and you don't want to just chug along and just hit metal and fool around. Like I want to progress. I do focus a lot on strikers. I'm making a lot of strikers, and that's basically all I ever do whenever I go over to Andrews. Is all I ever do is make strikers. But I do want to progress onto making other things as well. But my passion is flint and steel, and I don't want to ever stop making strikers. I do want to continue to keep on making strikers. I know smiths that have made 1,000 strikers. So, like that. Obviously, the passion never goes away. Like as far as it goes. And I've probably made 50 or 60 of them now. So, could be 70. I don't know. I know I've got 50 or 60 here at least. So yeah. And I can see myself. I'm getting a lot better at it. So which is good. So yeah, and I'm starting to get proud of my work as far as it goes, which is good too. So, because you should be proud of what you're producing. So yeah, but I'd be happy to like sell my work, but I don't. I tried that and it doesn't work. So yeah, please don't ask me to buy my work. I'm not going down that path again. yeah, it's just a exercise in frustration. So, yeah. But anyway, yeah, that I just wanted to do a little bit of a collection video and showcase this stuff too. This is beautiful black flint. Have a look at that. That's that hagstone, one of the hagstones. I banged a bit off just so I could just to see it, and yeah, beautiful black English flint. So yeah. But anyway, sounds like someone started up a blower over next door. So I'll wrap it up because that's not real good hearing in the background. Anyway, thanks for watching.